Hey everyone, in this video we're going to dive into all the bells and whistles of the ID8 Chat feature. So to open the ID8 Chat window, you're going to find this microphone icon with a lightning bolt through it. Now if you are on desktop, the same icon is actually going to be at the top of your screen, right hand side of your navigation bar. So we'll go ahead and click that, and we are now in the ID8 Chat window. In the upper left corner, you're going to see that same microphone icon. This just allows you to start a new chat. So if you're working in one chat and want to start talking about a different subject, you can go ahead and click that microphone icon and it's actually going to start a new chat for you. The drop-down arrow in the middle is simply going to close this chat window. So if I click that, the chat window goes away. Again, I can open that by clicking that ID8 icon. On the screen, you'll also have the option to select a mode. Now, in its current format, you're in the default ID8 mode, which means that anything you type or record is actually going to be processed through the AI. If maybe you have a simple thought, you just want to capture it, get it out of your head really quick, you don't necessarily want it transcribed and processed, you can click this audio note button. And this is basically going to turn this into a simple recorder. So now anything that you record here is just going to be saved into your recordings. It's not actually going to be processed through the AI at this point. So to get back to your default IDA window, you can click that microphone icon in the upper left corner, and you'll see you're back on your default screen. This web-looking icon in the upper right-hand corner is going to open your prompt engine. So here you have the option to define several custom parameters that is really going to help guide the AI and how it processes your inputs and then the style and format that it delivers the output in. So at the top here, this first one you'll see is content type. So if I click that, it's going to open a long drop-down list of different content type options. For this example, let's go ahead and say I want this to be a social media post. Moving down to the next one is industry. Again, I can go ahead and select one of these options, or if I don't see the option on this list, at the bottom of each of these drop-downs is actually a custom option. So if I click that, I can now type directly into this window whatever I want my custom option to be. For this example, I'm actually just going to go ahead and go with health and wellness here. And I won't go through every single one of these, but I'm going to go ahead and put in a few just so you get an idea of what the prompt is going to look like and then how the AI is actually processing and delivering my inputs. So go ahead and just select a few of these here. And then let's say for content length, we want this to be medium. And I also want to keep this pretty casual tone. So now I have all of these parameters defined, so I can come down to the bottom here, and this is actually going to show me a preview of what this prompt is going to look like. So based on what I input, it says, write this as a social media post for the health and wellness industry. The audience is 25 to 34-year-old females living in Washington State who enjoy hiking. Use a 6th grade language level and a casual tone. The content should be medium length. So anything that I record into this chat is going to be processed through that prompt. So I can now give this a custom name. We'll just say this is hiking audience, and we'll go ahead and save that prompt template. So now if you have multiple templates saved, like let's say you have different audiences that you like to talk to, you can actually save different templates, which makes it really convenient to come in and easily select the audience that you want your content to be written for without having to go back through every single one of these items. So to access those saved templates, you're going to go up to this 3-dot icon in the upper right-hand corner, and this is going to open any saved prompts that I have. So I want to use this Ashley's hiking audience, so I'm going to go ahead and click load. That's going to load the template into my prompt engine, and then when I'm ready, I can click done. So now you'll see that the web icon in the upper right is actually orange now, and I have this little notification above the text input window that's telling me my prompt engine is active. So now anything that I type or record into the system is going to be processed and output through that prompt that I just defined. So I'm going to go ahead and record a little snippet here, and you can see how the prompt engine actually processed my inputs. So last year, I went on a really cool camping trip up near Olympic National Park. I stayed at this really cool campground called Salt Creek Rec Area. It had a really beautiful campsite. It was right on a bluff overlooking the ocean, perfect views of the sunset every night. And I remember one of the nights I was hearing some really funny noises, and when I woke up the next morning, I realized that a raccoon had actually got into our cooler and stole all of our marshmallows for s'mores, an entire bag of chips, some other snacks we had in there. So that was a little bit of a lesson to not leave your cooler outside at night when you go camping. Once I'm done, I can click that red record button again to stop my recording, and I'll go ahead and click save. And you'll now see that it is processing and transcribing my recording. Okay, so now up here I have the original audio transcription. You'll see that it automatically gave it a title based on the content. And then down here, you'll see that it did an auto rewrite for me. So it took the input that I had, and based on the prompt engine, if you'll remember, I set it to create a social media post for 25-year-old females who enjoy hiking. So it actually rewrote that for me, gave me some TTS audio, which is text to speech. So it basically gave an AI recorded voice for that text. And then it also turned this into a project with an image here. So if I click that, it automatically took my input and turned it into a project. It created this AI generated image. You can see there's a campsite on a cliff overlooking the ocean with a sunset. Those are all things that I talked about in that recording, which is a really cool feature. So to get from this screen, this is in project mode right now. So if I want to go back to my chat, I can click this chat icon down here in the bottom right, and it'll take me right back into my ID8 chat window. So if I scroll back up to my original audio clip, you'll see there's this square icon with an arrow coming out of it. This is the share button. So this will allow me to share that piece of content, either the audio, the text, or both. Next to that, there's a trash can icon, which will allow me to delete that piece of content. And then the third button is a check mark. So if I select that, you'll now see that I have some new notifications above my text input window. And this is telling me that I am working specifically with that piece of content and not with the whole chat. So let's say maybe I wasn't happy with this output. I can come in here and I can add in some more parameters to help refine how that output came out. If I scroll down to the edited version, you'll see I have this edit icon. This will allow me to actually directly edit the output that it gave me. So I can turn that back off by clicking that again. If I want to add any additional prompt parameters, I can click that orange icon again, and you'll see down here that it's now working specifically with that piece of content. If I click the three dot icon here, it'll open up a couple more options. So you'll see I can either copy the text, I can share this piece of content, I can run TTS. In this case, I have auto TTS already on, so it already did that for me, or I can delete this piece of content. Down on the left-hand side of the text input window, you'll see a white plus icon. If I click that, I have some other options. I can input files from my uploads folder, I can upload a new file from my device, I can select images from my gallery, or I can select ImaGen Prompt, which is going to allow me to generate images based on a prompt that I input into that text box. So if I click that, you'll see that notification is now above my text input window. So if you remember in my story, I talked about a raccoon stealing marshmallows. So I want to create an image that portrays that. I'm going to click generate, and you'll see that it is now generating an image based on that prompt. And here's what it came up with. Now, if I'm done working on this specific chat and I have a new concept that I want to focus on, I can open a new ID8 chat window by clicking this new chat button down below the image. Once I do that, you'll see that I'm now in a fresh ID8 chat window that I can start working with. To get back, I can click this cancel button down in the bottom left corner. And this is going to take me back to the project page where I can click that chat icon down in the bottom right. And you'll see that I'm now back in the chat that I was previously working in. To access any previous chats that I've started, I can click this chat history button down below the image. And you'll see that I now have a list of different ID8 chats that I've started in the past. So let's say I want to open this test recording one. I can click this icon. It looks like a piece of paper with some lines on it. If I click that, it'll open up that chat that I had previously started. Again, if I want to get back to the camping chat that I was working in at the beginning of this video, I can hit that chat history button again and select that ID8 project. So this is basically how you would use the ID8 chat feature. Again, if I wanted to keep building on the story, I could continue adding content, either typing it in or using the recorder, and continue building on the project in that same format. So Hopefully this was helpful, and we'll see you in the next video.